And now it really gives me great pleasure to introduce the founder of Fertile Action, Alice Crisci.
I promise if she puts me out of a job, I'll find another problem to solve. For those of you who don't know, Dr. Love truly is the rock star for us of the breast cancer movement. The first time that the board and I had the pleasure of meeting her, we literally ran up to this stage like we had, what are those, floor seats at a concert to make sure that we got a picture with her. And that was 2 years ago. So it is such an honor to have her here, and I am definitely all for putting the organization out of business. We have other health issues to work on for fertility preservation. So thank you so much for being here. I launched Fertile Action 4 days before my double mastectomy. My mother told me that I was on a freight train, and then she told everybody else they better get on or get out of the way. I think anger sometimes is a really great motivator. And when I was diagnosed, certainly being diagnosed with breast cancer, there were things to be angry about that just had to do with me personally. I wasn't exactly happy to lose my breasts, so I was very happy to get the new ones. Thank you, Dr. Catholic. Even the nipples are really amazing. But the things that I learned really early on that angered me, it angered me that it was going to cost $20,000 for me to protect my future as a mom. It angered me to find out that a married friend of mine, who was 34 years old, did not have a single solitary cancer doctor inform her or her husband of the fertility risk. She learned from me because I launched this organization so fast after my own diagnosis. Those two things alone are why I wanted to start this organization. And certainly my one turned into many. As you're all sitting here in front of us, there have been so many people who have joined me in this mission to ensure that every single solitary woman has the option to protect her right to motherhood before she goes into treatment. There are a few people who helped us launch certain aspects of our programs first. The primary program that we have is an outreach program that also offers discounts so that women have a more affordable chance at freezing their fertilized or unfertilized eggs. We're launching the only outreach campaign that we know exists in the country. So we're taking the acronym for Fertile Action Network and turning it into a campaign. Are you a fan of fertility preservation? I'm pretty sure you're all a fan. So you're sitting here and you paid $125 to be here. We are committed that every cancer doctor, every doctor that touches a woman when she's going through the diagnostic phase of cancer, they ask one single question. Have you considered your fertility preservation options? They don't need to be the expert. We have a wonderful website that has all the resources and tools that a woman needs to determine what options she has. Secondarily, we are going to register all 50,000 fertility clinics across the country in our open access discount program. The fertility clinics who are already on board with this program in California are piloting something that is remarkable. It's the only financial aid program in the country that is 100% inclusive to every woman touched by cancer, regardless of her economic status on paper. And we're also including women who are diagnosed with the BRCA gene, a genetic marker that gives them a much increased risk of breast and ovarian cancer. These women have largely been excluded from breast cancer services in the past because they haven't been diagnosed with cancer. Now, I find it remarkable, and as you learned from the video, that there's virtually a 50-50 shot at being stripped of your ability to be a mom when you go through cancer treatment, when you go through chemotherapy. But there's a 95-98% chance that we're going to live long, healthy lives. And actually, that's good news for me. Bad news for you is that you actually have a greater probability of getting cancer for the first time than I do for the second time. Sorry. That's why this is so important. These women are going to have lives. They're going to have futures. They have a right to motherhood. The first fertility clinic that came on board for our discount program is USC Fertility. Where are you guys sitting? And I just want to acknowledge you for being the first. The first is a really important role because the first is the position that builds all the momentum. And the momentum is built, you can just see in this room tonight. We have other fertility centers that are visiting us. You know, we have HRC represented, we have Dr. Acasio's team represented, we have SCRC represented. USC Fertility was the first to stand up and say, we are definitely willing to give discounts to all women touched by cancer, and we thank you. We also have a very special first this evening with our first oncologist who has been such a stand for fertility preservation. This woman, actually this is sort of coupled with a couple of my board members. First of all, she's a fabulous oncologist and takes care of many of my board members who are breast cancer survivors. And she does it very well and with a warm, wonderful spirit about her. Sometimes these board members, because they are so committed to the cause, have actually taken the time out of their own appointments with her to discuss some of our programs. And that is how committed the people who are involved in this organization are. That they actually say, by the way, can we get you involved in the Fertile Action Network? So I'd like to welcome to the stage to accept our Vitality Award for giving hope for life to fertile women touched by cancer, Dr. Philomena McAndrew.
They didn't tell me, and I thank God I showed up. I was hoping to home and get changed, but then I got a call about a young woman who's 25 weeks pregnant and was just diagnosed with breast cancer earlier in the week, so I had to squeeze her in this afternoon, so I was finishing up thinking, I better get going, I have to get going. So thank you so much. Thank you. I love you, and all of you are so wonderful. This is one of the most important things that we can all get behind and get on board with, to really make sure that all of us remember to take our time. I know that cancer seems like an emergency, but it's never that much of an emergency that we can't make the right choices and give patients the right recommendations. All right, so. It's like the Oscars, only better.